Lesson 7, Kashaba Jadhav. Now, boys, have you heard about the Olympic Games? Olympic Games are games that are played at an international level. These games, this is the logo of the Olympic Games. Now, sportsmen from various countries come and take part in these games. So, this is the logo, and these are the different types of games. They have running, gymnastics, they have cycling, they have swimming, they have different type of group games as well. Okay, so this is the Olympic Games. Sportsmen from many different countries of the world come together for the Olympic Games. A number of events are held. There are games, athletic events like high jump, long jump, running, gymnastic events, swimming and driving competition, boxing and wrestling, matches, and many other things. These winners are given gold, silver, and bronze medals. An Olympic medal is an honor. An Olympic winner is considered to be a world champion. Okay, so the Olympic winner is given these medals: gold, silver, and bronze. First place gets the gold, second place gets silver, and third place gets the bronze medal, the brownish one. Okay, so these are the three different type of medals that this was in a particular year. The medals, the type of medal keep changing, but the pattern remains the same: gold, silver, and bronze. Many Indians have won Olympic medals so far. The first Indian to win a medal for the independent India was a wrestler from Maharashtra. Can you believe? From our state of Maharashtra. His name was Kashaba Jadhav. Now, Kashaba Jadhav was born in a very poor family in a village of Koleshwar in Satara district. But it was he was from a very poor family. Okay, he was the first Indian, but yeah, he was not very rich. Also, he was a very poor. He was from a very poor family. Okay, now at that time, the wrestling games. So this is a photo of Kashaba. Can you see there the third place with the jacket of India? That is Kashaba Jadhav, and that's his photo standing there on the number 3. That's Kashaba. He was a wrestler from Maharashtra, Goleshwar district, Goleshwar village in Satara. But it was a family. He was from a poor family, but it was a family that loved wrestling, loved sports, especially wrestling. His father, Dada Sahib, was himself a wrestler. He had 5 sons. The youngest of them was Kashaba. Dada Sahib himself taught his sons wrestling. They were all very good, but the best among them was Kashaba. Kashaba was the youngest, but he was the best in wrestling. From an early age, Kashaba loved to watch the wrestling bouts. His father would take him to see the bouts from the time he was just 4 years old. He would often sit on his father's shoulders and watch the wrestling bouts. At 10, he was the youngest to get into the akhada. Now, akhada is a wrestling ring, which is of mud mostly. Soon it became clear that he was not only a champion in his own akhada, but in the whole area, in his entire area, he was called the champion. Okay, so this is how the akhada looks. All right, it's of mud, and this is how the villages till now they are having these matches. Kashaba loved other sports too. He was good in kabaddi. He was good in malkham, running, swimming, and gymnastics. Okay, so these were the different sports that he was very good at. Kabaddi, you all know kabaddi, malkham, running, swimming, and gymnastics. I'll show you how malkham is. Malkham is a sports. I am sure most of you all must have heard about it. Even in our school, we have had it at different times. This is how the Malcolm sport is. They use a long wooden stick, khamba, Malcolm, and they do different gymnastics on it. And then running, swimming, and gymnastics. He took part in all of these. He was strong and agile. He loved to discuss sports with his friends. Now, agile means to be very quick and fast. So he was strong and he was agile. All right. Now, he went to Rajaram College in Kolhapur where wrestling was encouraged. Kashaba took part in many wrestling bouts and won them all. In that area, he was the champion. Therefore, he was sent to wrestle at the state level and national level. He was from which college? Rajaram, which was in Kolhapur, where wrestling was encouraged. Okay, so Kashaba always took part in wrestling bouts and he used to win all of them. In that area, also, he was the champion. Therefore, they decided to send him to the state level. Okay, so the next level comes the state level, which is the state of Maharashtra, and the next level comes the national, which is the state of which is Indian at the Indian level, where from all different states, different people come and wrestle with each other. Kashaba Jadhav became famous at the national level too. He beat the national champion Niranjan Das in 1948. That is why it was decided to send him to the International Olympic Games. So there was a national champion, his name was Niranjan Das. After Kashaba played a wrestling bout with him and beat him, means he won the match against Niranjan Das, he was declared the national champion. And since he was the national champion, the next step was to send him to the international level, which was the Olympic Games. So in 1948, Kashaba was sent for the Olympic Games. When Kashaba Jadhav took part in the Olympic Games for the first time, he found that the Indian and international rules were different. Also, he was used to wrestle in earthen pit. Which pit? Earthen means the pit made of mud, which I just showed you how it is in India. So he was used to taking part. He was used to fight wrestling on the earthen akhada. But at the Olympic Games, the bouts were held on a mat. This is the akhada that they were fighting. Okay, but in the Olympics, it was the mat that they were fighting on. This is how at the Olympic they fight the wrestling. Okay, when Kashaba took part also at the Olympic Games, the bouts were held on a mat. In spite of these differences, Kashaba Jadhav won a sixth place out of 42. So he came sixth out of 42 people, not third. So only the first, second, and third are given priority. He was sixth. The Olympic Games are held every 4 years. So he took part in 48. The next was in 1952. In 1952, Kashaba wished to take part in the Olympic Games again, but it was not an easy task. He had to prove his merit again and face the opposition of the officials. He had to prove to them that he had come sixth the last time. He had to prove that he would at least come in the first three this time. So he had to talk to many people and show them that he could do it. So he had to practice, and prove that this time he would do it. He would make it to the first three. It was not an easy task. It was not at all easy for Kashaba to prove and face the opposition of the officials. Also, in those days, Olympic participants had to spend their own money for traveling to and staying in the place where the games were held. So, these games, when people had to go to these games, they had to spend their own money to go to a different country and stay in a expensive hotels. It was very difficult and very expensive. Very expensive. Kashaba did not have that much money and he did not get any money from the government. So second time when he went, government did not help him. At last the principal of Rajaram College gave his own house to get the money. So he sold his house and the money that he got, he gave it to Kashaba. Other people in Kashaba's village also helped him. So there were many others who came forward and little whatever they could give, they helped him and gave the money so that Kashaba could go to the Olympic Games. See, in 1952, Olympics were held in Helsinki. Helsinki is a place in Finland. Is a That's actually a capital of Finland, which is in Europe. There, Kashaba Jadhav had to face opponents from Russia and the Gulf countries. He won the first five bouts quite easily. He won each bout within 5 minutes. So the first five rounds that he played were very easy for him. Very easily, he had to face opponents from Russia and the Gulf country. Gulf country are like it could be like Dubai and Saudi, all these countries. If there were opponents that had come there, he fought against them and very easily he won against them. The first five were very easy for him to win, and each bout was for 5 minutes. Then he had to face a wrestler from Japan. They were both well matched. Japan player and he both were equally strong. The bout lasted for 15 minutes. Kashaba lost the match by just 1 point. Now this round lasted for 15 minutes because they were both equally capable of fighting against each other. And at last Kashaba lost it by just 1 point. He was exhausted. Exhausted means very tired. After the bout, but he was asked to wrestle with a Soviet wrestler immediately. This was against the rules. Soviet is a country which is a joint of too many of few countries together. So it's called Soviet. According to the rules, Kashaba should have rested for at least half an hour before the second round. So after he lost from the Japan player, he should have been given at least half an hour of rest. But the authorities in the Olympic Games that time decided no, that he should be sent immediately. So he didn't get his rest. He was very tired. Imagine he had to go directly to his next wrestler. Kashaba lost in the bout with the Soviet wrestler. After the Japan, he lost with the Japanese and he lost with the Soviet wrestler too. So still he had won a bronze medal by finishing third. So Japan won first, Soviet won second, and Kashaba, an Indian, won third. When Kashaba returned from Helsinki, many people honored him. Since he came third, it was still a medal that he received. The people in his village gave him a grand welcome. A procession of 151 bullock carts waited for him in his own village of Kuleshwar. The villagers carried their hero home to the sound of dolls. They were so happy that Kashaba had finally won and brought home a medal, the first individual medal a player brought home. Everybody, the entire country was proud, but his villagers were extremely happy that whatever efforts, whatever they had done to help Kashaba had really paid off, and Kashaba had really brought pride and honor to their village. So they had like a procession, like a wedding procession. Bullock carts, 151 bullock carts, imagine. And sound of dhol. So they were dancing and enjoying, and they were very, very happy because Kashaba had brought home a medal, a bronze medal to them. Okay, imagine if you win a medal for your country and you come back. Imagine how happy the people around you will be. Even when you get a certificate in your class or for any sports, how happy your family is and the neighbors around you. And here, Kashaba had won a medal for our country, in the name of our country. After he won the medal, Kashaba did not forget those who helped him. After winning the Olympic medal, he played the first bout to raise money. After he won the medal, the first round that he played it to raise money not for himself but for the principal who had given his house for sending Kashaba to Helsinki. The principal got his house back. So when he got the money after winning that round, he gave it to his principal who had sold his house, and the principal got his house back. Kashaba won great honor for his country even when he did not have much help or facilities. So Kashaba did not get much help from the government the second time that he went, but still he bought so much honor for the country. Never got enough facilities for training and all that, but still he made India proud. Today, sportsmen have many facilities. Big trainers come for them, different trainers, international trainers. They get so many good equipments to train with, so many different places they are taken to, and so many medical facilities and everything they get. So shouldn't they also try their best to get greater honor for our motherland? That is the question that is asked in the end. Even for you boys, we should also try and bring honor for our family, for our school, for our country if we can. We should not say, oh, I don't have this and I don't have that. We should try with whatever we have to make our families proud, make our country proud, make our school proud of us. We should try and act like Kashaba, who never forgot the people who helped him in his time of difficulty, his villagers, his principal. He helped them back when he got the money. This is the picture of Kashaba, and this is the story of Kashaba. Hope you boys enjoyed the story, and hope you also learn a lesson from Kashaba on how to behave and be in life.